The television was a new technology for me, and but so it being new, I wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. UHF was a technically handicapped system against VHF television, and that's one reason I was able to get the station relatively cheaply. It was a lot of money for me at the time. It was everything that I had, but then that was before the satellite. Well, we acquired WTCG, the television station in Atlanta, UHF, independent station, in 1970. Yeah, I was trying to reach cable systems. Cable systems in the surrounding area outside of where the UHF signal would go could be rebroadcast and picked up with a powerful antenna. By then I had the rights to the Braves and Atlanta Hawks, and people that wanted to see sports would hopefully get cable TV and be able to watch my station, and my advertising revenues would grow as well, which was true. It happened. The satellite, I could cover the whole country with one transmitter. Pretty soon I figured you could cover the whole world. It took time, and I didn't have any money during that time, or had almost none. So the hard thing was to keep from going broke before all this technology developed. I had to get a satellite send station in Atlanta to get to the satellite, and they only had send stations in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles. And obviously I was in Atlanta, and I had to have a satellite station there, and since they weren't going to build one, at least at that time, because there wasn't enough business to justify it, I talked them into building one and putting it in Atlanta, and I had to, in order to do that, I had to buy it. I started thinking about satellite television around 1975. We were the Google of our time, you know, one step ahead of the internet revolution, which came after the satellite revolution. But I led the satellite revolution, and I've done some study, and I can't think of one single person, not even Thomas Edison or Alexander Graham Bell, that came up with more than one revolution. One revolution in one lifetime. That's about it. Alexander the Great only conquered the world once. And when I sat down with my executives and said, well, we're going to go to Europe first, we were in one hotel in London. And then we're going to go to Japan. We had one hotel in Tokyo. That's not very much coverage for, you know, a whole country and a whole world. And then I said, and we're going to go to Africa too. He said, but they don't even have TVs in Africa. What are you going to, what are you going to, I said, the leaders of the countries will have to have TVs. They'll have to be able to watch CNN. And in the capital cities, they will put up a satellite dish on the seat of government so that the people in government will be able to see it. And I said, and I'll start with that and build our coverage. And it worked exactly that way. Every leader in the world had CNN. Fidel Castro told me on the night that Sadat was murdered, he went in his office, because that's where his TV was, and spent the whole night watching CNN. It succeeded beyond my expectations, but not much, because I had very high expectations.